Hi, my name is Logan Elmer, and this is my progress presentation. So what goals did I set for myself this month? My main three goals were expand my vocabulary, increase my knowledge of classic games, and work on my network. Let's start with expand vocabulary. Um, I've always found that my vocabulary has been kind of lackluster when I'm writing. I have a large vocabulary, but I don't know how to exactly access the words when I'm writing and use them. So I feel like if I gained more words that are more useful to me when writing, that would benefit me greatly. Second is increasing my knowledge of classic games. Since I grew up in the Nintendo 64 generation, that's mainly what I played, like Donkey Kong 64, GoldenEye, Metal Gear Solid, those types of games. So I really missed out on like Super Nintendo games like Final Fantasy, Mario, Mega Man, stuff like that. And so I think being a games journalist is that's one of the key things you need is this expansive knowledge of games. So I think that's a great benefit for me. Second is working on my network. I believe this to be the single most important thing to becoming a games journalist. If you know the people in charge of the magazines or websites, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to get those jobs. So I think get contacting them on Twitter would help me out immensely. So what was I able to achieve? I added a word of the day for each day of the week, or yeah, and it started to help me a bit more. I learned the word troglodyte, which I think is a really good word. I don't know how well it's going to help me with writing, but still think it's a good word. I contacted more writers and such on Twitter and asked them for feedback, and they did give me some great feedback. And third was I watched some Let's Plays of classic games. One that I did watch it's not really a classic game, but I think it is important was a playthrough of Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, which since I didn't own a GameCube, I think that's a very important game to view since it was so um, what's the word? It was so controversial, and a lot of people didn't like the art style, and I think this helped it a lot, or I think that helped my knowledge of that topic immensely. So it'll come in handy later on. Next was what's next or left to accomplish. I need to work on my writing. All of the feedback that I received from those professionals was keep writing, expand on what you're doing, always look to add more, and so I plan on doing that. Second was expand on certain skills I've attained through college. So understanding what I'm reading, actually comprehending it. I feel like working on video editing and audio editing is a skill that would look really good on a resume. And the more efficiently that I can do that will help me when I'm trying to get certain jobs. Even though I'm going to be writing, it'll still help me, I feel like. Did I use my time wisely? Yes. I did all my work beforehand, and I made sure that I used at least 2 days before I spent at least 2 days on an assignment. It was extremely beneficial to have all of my assignments open to me early, so I was able to view them, look at the requirements that I needed, and then spend the amount of time that I needed on them and get them done early so that way I didn't have to worry about being late. And what was the most relevant thing to me this month? Setting my goals. I think me personally having a goal to work towards is extremely helpful to me. If there's an end in sight, it's going to make it more bearable and I can work. And once I achieve those goals, it helps me know that I've accomplished what I've set out to do. What did I learn about myself? I learned that given the opportunity, I will accomplish my work as soon as possible. I've never had that benefit before, and it's great. I love having that. And I learned my lesson from high school, which was that I procrastinated immensely in school. I would wait till the last day and do it. And I was always an A B student, but I feel like if I hadn't procrastinated, I might have been able to get my grades up to A's. And what advice would I give to students coming into this course? Make sure that you spend enough time on each assignment. Don't rush through it. Make sure it's done effectively. And yeah. So thank you for listening. Have a nice day.